Okay, guys, so more E3 wrap-up, winners and losers, what we thought of conference. This one, Microsoft. So Microsoft conference, I was on Jeff Keighley's show, YouTube
I saw you.
Live.
I was streaming that. We were.
Yeah, and I love going on the show. He's really nice to me, and we've sort of hashed it out. We realize we're sort of the same person on different sides of the coin.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He's more the professional, PR kind of guy.
tell he
Really
respected you,
connections
too, yeah.
with everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of, I don't know what to call it. Just
Joe.
Joe.
Joe. Yeah, he's Joe.
Dude with the fucking camera who acts silly, and thankfully a lot of you guys support that allows me to go there. So he respects that, and he thinks it's really cool, the Angry Army and everything. So thank you for bringing me out there, and thank you to NVIDIA as well, one of our sponsors, for really getting me in there. So this is, I gotta tell you, so I couldn't get into Sony, I had to sneak in. Couldn't really get into Microsoft because of that. I mean, you guys know why I no longer have contact with Microsoft. It's sad.
I wonder.
It's sad because I used to be a fanboy,
Yep.
and they've completely sort of stonewalled me, and I forget which PR firm handles that. But I'd like to reestablish contact because I'm going to be talking about the games anyway. But
Regardless, yeah.
whatever. And this is why I love our sponsor, NVIDIA. I couldn't have asked for a better person to work with because they also helped me get into EA. And you know all that shit I've been talking about EA. I've been keeping it real. Well, they don't invite me back or they don't want to pay for anything, right? But how do you do that? You go to these guys, and guess what NVIDIA does? NVIDIA pays for these events and helps sponsor EA and gets, EA goes and asks for sponsors to get these different things. And when you're working with a company who those companies go to for their games, for their graphics,
They can't say no.
they can't say no. NVIDIA's like, all right, we want to bring some people to the thing.
Joe's here. Come on in.
It's like, where's that list of people? And they're just like, here's that time. And you just like, ooh.
So in case you're wondering how I still get access to these things, I want to thank our friends at NVIDIA who keep it real. They know what the gamers are asking for, and they want people in there that are going to give real feedback and not just kiss ass. And trust me, I was there at EA and Microsoft, around their booths and around the PR stuff. There is so much ass kissing.
I know.
This is why I don't get in there. So I didn't get into the conference, but I did watch it, on the stream, and with Jeff. And so here's the thing. A lot better than I expected, right?
Yep.
When they came out and they were like 50 games, 18 exclusives, I was like, okay, we're in for quite a ride.
They don't know what the word exclusive means. They really don't. They're just like, we have one exclusive, but we're going to call everything else exclusive.
2 or 3, right? Well, it's because they play around with the terminology. And this is why on Jeff's show, I was hard on Microsoft. I said, it was like, what'd you think, Joe? I was like, no, not good. At first, I was like, it's do or die time. And I'll put this up at the end of our discussion here, my time with Jeff. And then when they came out, I said, no, it wasn't good. But that only really applied because in my head, I was like, all right, it's do or die time for first party stuff. You really have to show us what is the reason to buy an Xbox. What's the reason to buy an Xbox One X? You know what I mean? And they didn't address that question
at all.
In fact, it was real poor. What do they have? What did they show? What did you think they would show? You thought they would show Halo and Gears. What did they show? Halo and Gears.
And here's the
not even much of Halo. We have no fucking clue what Halo Infinite is.
And I said this too during the stream. I brought it up repeatedly. I'm like, not only did they kind of just not give you any reason to buy a console, every single one of their exclusives is also on Windows 10.
Yeah, and
so
it makes
you don't even care.
It makes me laugh so much when they say the best way to play is on Xbox One X to play this game, and I'm like,
it says Win
no.
10.
I'm like, no. The actual best way to play is on a big rig gaming PC, like from Origin and NVIDIA. That's actually the best way to play, right? But okay, fine. When you get down to consoles, is it the best way to play on consoles? Yes. But that's a yes with an asterisk for me because the graphic, the difference,
so minuscule.
It's so minuscule that you're not going to know. And it blows me away that Xbox fanboys, I used to be one, so I get to talk about them like this. The thing is like, the greatest thing ever, but it's not. It doesn't matter how many teraflops you have.
Yep.
If you don't have the games, then
I don't care.
What's the point?
I mean, there's also been cases where it's back and forth too. You know, like Fallout 4, Xbox was technically more powerful, but PS4 ran it better. So it's back and forth. So it doesn't even matter.
Exactly. We start right away with Halo Infinite, which has me concerned, right? Yep. If this was a next big Halo that everybody's going to be interested in, why do you start the show with it instead of ending the show with it? Maybe because it's too early and they don't want to show too much. So, and they wanted to start strong. So that's the excuse I made for them. But I hope this isn't a battle royale. Oh, this isn't,
that's where everybody's going with now.
It's not a zombie game.
But it has a new art style, which I liked. It looks to be going back to their roots. So I'll tell you what, I went from not excited at all about Halo 6. And nobody mentioned Halo 6. It's a huge disappointment that Halo 6 isn't there. Is Halo Infinite Halo 6? Apparently. Is Halo 6 still coming? You see all these questions. That's why I said no. I don't think it worked out, Jeff, So it's too confusing, but I am excited. I went from zero excitement in the Halo franchise to excited. I'm going to play Halo Infinite, and I think hopefully it's going to be good. I'm actually more excited for Halo Infinite than I am for Halo 6.
Hey, but it's going to be on PC.
It is going to be on PC.
It's going to be on PC, so I don't even got to start my Xbox.
Exclusive.
That's a low blow, and it's one that you could do for every single one of these, so we can't talk about that
No,
anymore.
Here's the thing, though, and like I said, I said this, too, is like, you even said it, because it went from your YouTube show into this conference, and you were like, they need to do or die, they need a reason for people to turn on their fucking consoles. I'm not going to turn mine on, and not only that, because I don't own an Xbox One S, I'm not fucking playing 30 FPS. I'm going to play PC 100% of the time, or I have to go spend $400.
I know.
Yeah,
so then we do Ori 2, which looks amazing.
I really like the graphics for that.
Ori does look good.
I want to check it out too, Joe. Let's play Ori 2. Didn't play the first one.
First one was fantastic.
I played a little bit.
It was fantastic.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
okay.
It's like a demo, though. But...
Okay, so we're in for that. So that's a strong point for Microsoft. Halo Infinite got me interested. Ori 2, beautiful, but it's not one of those just like system seller, anything like that. Then they went with Sekiro. Shadows Die Twice gameplay reveal. So this is good. Microsoft concentrated on the games, and that's what they needed to do. However, is there a point where they could do bad by concentrating on the games? And my answer is actually yes. When you have too many games to show off, and you don't show off enough of the ones that are exciting, and then you do a sizzle reel where they go, there's just too much. So I felt that was bloated in that way, and they needed to focus it down to the real big hitters and show us more of the big hitters.
On the topic of Sekiro, too, so I've been hoping for Bloodborne 2 for like 4 years now, and it's made by the same people. It's from Software.
People thought maybe this would be Bloodborne 2.
It's from Software, and we wanted another FromSoft title, and we wanted to get away from Dark Souls, but into another title that plays similarly. And I'm hoping that Sekiro's good.
This is from Activision. Did you know this?
It's crazy.
Isn't that weird?
That's weird.
There better not be no god dang microtransactions in this. If there is, I would be like, I'm not supporting you. Fuck you guys for.
But it's on every platform.
For going with Activision, because that's probably their decision to go with Activision. Or Activision came and we're like, we need to get in on this fucking Dark Souls stuff. We need, so we'll see. We'll see. Is that gonna ruin their vision? I think Activision is maybe smart enough now to not fuck with it. Because if they're that stupid not to... All right, anyway.
I mean, have you seen Destiny and Call of Duty?
So Fallout 76, this was the worldwide reveal. They got it first. Todd Howard shows up, says, we're having our own conference after this one. But they had some friends here, and I decided to show up. Correction, they paid us a lot of money, so I'm not showing up here. You know what I mean? Oh, he has a lot of friends, is what he said. More like he has a lot of dollars.
All he saw was dollar signs.
Why don't you stop by? And look, I know Phil is really, really charming, but damn, he's got a lot of friends.
Yeah, so it's going to be Fallout 76, obviously going to be on the Xbox and Windows. And he showed up more of Fallout 76, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in the Bethesda
talk
thing.
about that.
So we'll move on to Captain Spirit. Super excited about this one. I put up an interview, only 20,000 views, 30,000. I know it's an indie game. I know people don't care about it like this fucker right here, but I'm telling you, they tell good stories. Don't not tell some good stories in this Life is Strange universe. It's about this little kid. You know, he's got the cave, he's running around. This is my childhood. I am so excited for this one. And it's fucking free. There's no reason not to play this and buy it for free. What are you thinking? Why are you laughing at me?
I mean, it's...
Little kid, did you not fucking play with G.I. Joes or Super?
I'm just burned out on emotional story games at this point. You know what I'm saying?
You
got all the Walking Deads, you got the Borderlands, you got the...
I'll never be burned out on good stories.
You got the Batman one now. I mean, it's just always like...
It's not a Batman story. It's about kids' imagination. You know what? You got no... What did you do when you were a kid?
Imagination.
I just know, like, what I'm saying is...
Yeah, I want to know what you did as a kid.
I played StarCraft on BattleNet and Diablo.
When you were fucking
in 1998, yes.
When you were 8?
Well, I played Doom 95
did you not go, I see.
when I was
That was
7.
a genius.
I know why he doesn't care about Captain Spirit. Because you didn't go outside and run around and climb on trees.
It's dangerous outside. There's UV rays and shit. I had a computer. That's why I'm so beautiful
Joe,
today.
can you back me up with Captain Spirit, man?
Yeah, I was the exact same way.
What?
I would run around with a blanket.
See?
I was just
Are you
super
not
young.
excited for this?
Yeah, I actually wanted to try Life is Strange. Maybe this one will. This is a.
See, I'm not
free one,
interested in Life is Strange. A bunch of girls running around, and I was like, "What is this?
Well,
Is
no,
there
for
like the problem?" But it's
element,
actually
like,
not.
Everyone's like telling me the story is great, so maybe this one's a free one. I'll definitely
Right.
check it out.
This I think will bring in a lot of people like me who dismiss the thing just because I'm not going to relate to those characters, and people are telling me, Joe, it's not about male female. You actually will relate to all this stuff. So I'm like, all right, prove it. So I'm gonna go in with Captain Spirit, then we're gonna go into Life is Strange 2, and we'll see. Crackdown 3.
When is that
I'm
coming?
so this is a fucking joke, Microsoft.
You've done a video on
You're
this like 3
fucking
times.
joke.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm so
oh.
tired of talking about Crackdown 3. It doesn't even look like Crackdown 3 anymore. There's none of that destruction that we've seen. And the mega Xbox fanboys, yeah, there is. It's in the multiplayer. Why didn't you show me the multiplayer then? Why aren't you showing it?
If they showed the game off like 3 years ago, how
It's like
dated is the engine gonna
2013.
be?
They've
the
had to
game's gonna
redo
be
the game.
dated if they don't. I don't know. Can they even do it at this point? Like, do people care?
They've had to redo the game so many times, guys. And I'm telling you, if it weren't for Terry Crews, Joe.
Yeah.
That was their saving grace for me. I was like, this game. Oh, wait, is that Terry? Oh, it is Terry.
It's Terry Crews.
No, they already showed Terry Crews off last year, so it's kind of hard. I was like, really, I'm not gonna be into you this year, Terry. But somehow this motherfucking Terry Crews gets me excited, and I was like, you know what? That was a good trailer. It was funny. It was interesting, and okay, I'll play it. But I swear to God, Microsoft, like whoever said, let's get Terry Crews to be that guy, the main character.
They were smart.
Genius. Because if you're showing off Crackdown 3 at 2018
Man.
without Terry Crews, you would have heard a collective sigh when the fucking thing came out. But Terry somehow has this way to make you hype for anything.
I thought last year's trailer for it was better though, when they like threw that field truck through the skyscraper and all that other stuff. But I don't know. He kept it together this year.
Tired.
It's just it
So
got
tired.
delayed again. So
And Nier Automata is to Xbox. That's a big thing for
was an
Xbox
okay
fans
game, yeah.
because it was on PlayStation exclusive. So this is starting to be some of this Xbox comeback and Xbox rah right? And I'll come back to Xbox and do rah if they do a lot more of this kind of stuff. So then we get Metro Exodus gameplay sort of reveal. I'm glad they're putting these guys up on the big stage because they're actually kind of a smaller well, I wouldn't say small, but
by comparison to bigger
Ukrainian,
companies,
I think, developer, and you don't this is because Metro did so well, they're getting the big stage, they're getting the big time. And I played the demo, Joe. It crashed 3 fucking different times on me. At the voice acting.
Don't see that because I was looking forward to it.
I know.
This is one of them.
But it was real bad. It was bad. But everybody else, I'll say this, Joe. Everybody else in front of the computer were having a great time and they were playing. It was only me.
You might have that luck that I
That Joe breaks
something.
something, but it was only me. It broke 3 different times. But something that I could notice that wasn't broken was the voice acting was so bad, so hokey. So, you know, when you have some of these teams in other regions, they don't know or get into contact with the actual voice acting teams that I guess we're used to. So the voice acting real bad. I'm probably gonna play this game in its native language. What they said you could do. You could do it in Russian. You could do it
with subtitles.
And with subtitles, you can do it in a lot of this other language. I think that's how I'm gonna do it. But I did speak with a guy, and he said there's a lot of placeholders here, Joe. So I was like, all right, I'm not gonna be too hard on it.
Did you play the first 2 Metros?
Yeah,
extensively. Yeah, they were really good.
Yeah, so
it's got a high bar.
This one is not an open world. What it is you're going from region to region with the train. Once you get to this next region, then you do all exploring, do all the shit there, and you go to the next one with the train. And so we have different environments. Very exciting. All I wanted from this was interesting creatures, and that's what I got. I was on this fucking paddle boat, which, by the way, was the most frustrating control scheme. Like, I'm really worried for this game, guys, from what I've actually played. Yeah, but the control's so bad. But then these things come in with the sucker face. I was like, fuck, and there was like a mutant alligator. I was like, yes, okay. Please fix the game.
So Russian games tend to have they're called beautiful train wrecks. Like, look at Stalker. Stalker was one of the most buggy games in the world when it came out, but it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's one of those that only a mother could love kind of face sometimes. Some of the facial animations weren't that great. But you know what? This is a studio. They're coming up. They're getting more and more budget. They're getting more and more recognition. And I want it to do well so this thing can go into the stratosphere. But I'm still excited. And then Kingdom Hearts. First time ever on Xbox. So they were real happy about that. More Xbox rah-rah, right? Yep. They did the Frozen reveal kind of stuff. It's just... it was weird that there was a lot of missing sound effects in this particular trailer.
Did you notice that? Yeah, how it was just the voices and there was like shit going on. It was dead silent. And they were like, hello, and so that's why it made it... Save the heart. It looked so bad because of that.
And it made that melodramatic garbage voice acting even worse because it's like that's
going to get the heart.
My heart and heart of
it's the so
heart.
Hard. Look out!
That's amazing. You can control ice.
Control it? No, all I ever do is hurt people.
I will hurt people.
No,
Joe, do you have
all I do is hurt people.
I think so.
No.
And it was like, there's like no ambience. That's what I even said that on stream. I was like, where's the ambience?
What the sound effects?
Yeah.
Anyways, so that was good for them. We have a lot to go through with Xbox.
Microsoft.
So Sea of Thieves are coming with 2 expansions. For me, how about you release the game interesting from the beginning instead of turning every fucking game into an early access platform? Fuck off.
They're adding AI ships, which is something that should have been in the game. Everybody was like, oh, it's going to be so good. And I was like, fuck you. I already paid for those
I'm not down with this.
I paid for it already.
I don't know if I'm old school, Joe.
Lost a lot of people from that.
Yeah, I'm not going back.
So you're developing for a smaller and smaller user base. Don't do that stuff. Like, we don't reward that behavior, so I'm not going back until, like, 2 more years or whatever. I'm not, you know what? Sea of Thieves 2. We'll see.
We're done. Unless if you guys do
Sea of Thieves 2, we'll be back. You're not convincing us with all these little dink and dunks here and there. No thanks.
Yep.
Battlefield 5 War Story teaser. Nothing. It did the game a disservice.
I was disappointed they didn't show anything else.
Yeah, no gameplay, nothing.
What is EA's major problem? They know they're having an issue because some of the fanboys and you know, people want historical accuracy. You're mixing that in with Red Hats. You're mixing it in with trolls. But there are some legitimate people in there that just want historically accurate World War II, and they're not, you know, sexist or racist or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
And EA, and what I'm saying is EA is dropping the fucking ball on showing this game off the way it should be shown off to convince those people that, yeah, it's not historically accurate, but this is one of the best Battlefields we've ever made. And that's, I'm telling you, I played it. It is one of the best Battlefields they've ever made. And I don't give a shit if there's a woman over here screaming her heart out because she's about to die and bloody screams. Yep. You know, I can deal with that. Not a big deal for me.
I think playing devil's advocate, like, most people don't care that there's women in the game. most people from what I'm seeing are pissed that they added them to like the British side and not the Russian side, because the Russians had badass fucking women in World War II. They had crazy.
No, most of the people complaining are just complaining that there's women in the game because it's not historically accurate. Then there's a subset that say, "Oh, we want historically accurate, but only put it in the Russian." But that is like point this percent of this percent of this offshoot. No, fuck it. All those complaining, just here's the thing:
game,
just shut up. Play the game. I know that might hurt your feelings, but I'll give you some great alternatives. Postscriptum is this historically accurate game that I'm telling you might be better than Battlefield 5 in some ways. Makes no sense because it's only like 8 developers, but just the voice chat, the communications, the ambiance, the sounds. You're going to have a great time in that historically accurate. And then, once you want to take a break from historically accurate, come and play Battlefield 5 because you're going to have an amazing time. I fucking paratrooper down right on top of an objective. I went, I killed 5 freaking guys, and I felt like a freaking badass.
So that's the thing is, like, the gameplay, a lot of people were streaming the gameplay from the booths and stuff that they were playing, and they were like live streaming it, and it looked fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And it was
I am worried that what's going on with the vehicles. You need to show me more of the vehicles, because I don't want the vehicles to be like sort of power-ups or you know, things.
I want it to be like Battlefield 4 and 3 and Bad Company.
So we'll
stuff,
see.
Yeah.
All right, Forza.
They revealed Dell's been writing EA, and they just added Battle Royale. By popular demand. Thank you, Dell. Because that's exactly what you wanted, right?
That's the EA press conference, Joe. Not this conference. They didn't show it there. But yes, they added Battle Royale. So Forza Horizon 4 was the next big Xbox exclusive. It's in Britain now. And yeah, I'm big into cars. But even I have limited excitement into the Forzas at this point. We've got multiple sequels. Britain countryside. If you really know Britain, the roads are fucking shit. It's actually kind of not a good place to drive your exotic cars around in the countryside. It's not. But they're gonna make it work.
Too, though.
They're gonna make it work.
You're making your car dirty.
It's gonna get all nasty.
And so yeah, I'll play it, and I'm interested in it. But what I was really excited about is this Xbox Game Pass same day thing. This, and we'll talk about this. This is one of the highlights to me, is that the Xbox Game Pass, $9.99 a month, right? And they're adding more and more games to it, and day and date brand new titles. We should have done with this with Sea of Thieves. I paid $60 for Sea of Thieves.
$1.
Completely ripped off. You could buy Game Pass, play it, cancel Game Pass, and only have spent $10. You know what I mean?
Yep, there was actually, when they came out, Game Pass was new, and you could get it for $1.
Shit.
For your first
So
30
you could have
days.
got Sea of Thieves for $1.
But-
and in this case, you could do the same thing with Forza Horizon 4. If you're not a racer and you don't think this is really going to hold you over for a long time, but you just want to try it out, Xbox Game Pass, $9.99. Play it as much as you want, then cancel it. I think like when you cancel it, you lose access to all your games.
Oh, yeah, you do.
But you just play it until then. And I think, I mean, I hate subscription services, but I'm starting to get convinced by this. If they start releasing day and date brand new titles to this thing, I might get rid of, I don't know, I might actually buy into this fucking thing.
The thing is,
$10 a month, $120, right? That's 2 video games. So if you played Forza, if you played the Halo, if you played Gears, if you played another one, 4 for the price of 2, now you're really starting to convince me.
Yep.
And you have all this backlog. They announced, we're adding Fallout, we're adding this, we're adding...
So you need to credit where credit's due. Origin started it with EA Access. Like EA did with Origin. Origin Access did the same thing. Thousands of games, super successful. And I can see why Xbox
and now it's called EA Basic, $4.99, versus EA Premier, which I looked it up, is $14.99. So of course EA is fucking asking more, even though right now they might have fewer titles or less titles, but they're always adding more to it. So $9.99 plus $14.99. Now you're asking us to, you know, when you combine everything together, $25 a month. Now it's starting to get, oh shit, are we gonna be able to do all these individuals? So that's the danger with this, because if Sony does one, Nintendo does one, EA does one, Ubisoft does one. Now you're fucked. Okay, so that the market only can handle so many of these Xbox Game Pass type things. But yeah, so then we'll go on, and I'm going to start rushing through some of this. We Happy Few. This should be out by now. I've lost interest.
Yep.
PUBG with a trailer that's complete bullshit. The game doesn't look like that. It doesn't play like that. It's not exciting.
It's not exclusive.
I played.
It's not that.
They called it exclusive.
It's completely staged to make it out to be something it's not. However, the reason why it looks so different is because they were showing off war mode and new ways to play with new environments coming winter 2018. Why do we not have that kind of stuff by now? You're making dirty money. You've been out for a long ass time
also,
now.
they didn't mention that it runs like 20 FPS on the consoles, and they need to work on that.
Yeah. Come on now, PUBG. You're embarrassing yourself. Tales of Vesperia. It's a remaster. Okay. Division 2. We'll talk about that in the Ubisoft one. Air Force 1 is down. It's loot. And they do this annoying faked Let's Play. I'm tired of this.
They keep doing that, man.
It's so stupid. Don't you know by now, Ubisoft, that it's cringe and it looks dumb? Makes your game look worse. It makes your game look like people have to fake to have fun with your game.
That's what Ubisoft does.
So what you do is just play the fucking game, have 4 players, and have one narrator, a developer saying, this is what this guy's doing right now. Here's where we're going right now. Oh, did you just see what happened? What he did is he threw a grenade and the other guy, that kind of stuff. So my opinion on Division 2, it's, I'll talk about it in Ubisoft, but they showed it off on Xbox. It's multi-platform. A lot of these things are. The Game Pass, you're going to get Forza Horizon 4 and Crackdown 3. So, good, because I'm not spending $60 for a Crackdown 3. At this point, I've waited too long. You've changed the game too many goddamn times.
You better give it to me at
this point. Yeah, I'm going to do Game Pass for $10. I'm going to play it, then I'm going to cancel Game Pass.
Look at the bright side. It counts on PC.
Yeah.
So...
Well, Game Pass on PC?
Yes, it works on PC.
Okay, good. Then they showed tons of flashes of indie games because we have 50 games to get through. I didn't even fucking go through all this shit. I couldn't see them all, so see, that does a disservice to a lot of those. Shadow of Tomb Raider, they showed some real quick for that. They showed not Skate 4, which is Session, which is a skateboarding game, but everybody thinks it's Skate 4.
Everybody was like, it's Skate 4 now.
It's Session. It's a Kickstarter that only made 30,000, maybe 60,000. Microsoft picked it up, put it on the big stage as if it's one of their big ones. Where the fuck were you, Microsoft, when they were probably looking for people to help them? Well, now you're helping them.
They knew.
Yeah. So, and then they did Black Desert MMO.
It's been out already. It's been out for 2 years, 3 years. Yeah.
New content. Here, finally, we get to another big reveal. Devil May Cry 5 is out. And this one, to me, it had the same bombastic stuff that I saw from DMC, Devil May Cry. And so it made me a little worried, but Dante has white hair. He's got this new chick with him that looks like she knows how to have fun.
It didn't look like you were playing Dante for most of the game, though. It was a new character.
Yeah, well, that's true.
You're not playing as Dante.
No, yeah, you are. I don't know. I need to know more from it. I'm excited about it. It seems they're going away from emo Dante, though they're mixing some of the stuff in there. So we'll see how it works out. Not exclusive to Xbox.
Nope.
Black Desert knows. Shadow of Tomb Raider no. What is exclusive to Xbox, and one of their small bright points of last year is Cuphead, or was that this year? No, that was
this year.
Yeah, that was this year.
Yep.
So Cuphead DLC is coming 2019.
That's a long time.
That's a long time to wait for a third character, a female Cup now, Miss Chalice.
New maps and new weapons.
New maps, new weapons. Excited for it. We'll play the shit out of it when it comes out. But 2019, give those guys some more money. Give them more developers. I don't fucking know.
It's the animation, man. That's what takes so long.
I guess you're right. Yep. You're right. So, Tunic, Tiny Fox, isometric platformer, a single dev made this, and they gave a lot of stage time to it, a big stage time to it, so that's cool to see.
It reminded me of Link to the Past.
Yeah,
Link to the old Super Nintendo.
It's a but here's one where they use their bullshit. Console launch exclusive.
Exclusive. Exclusive.
That's different.
It's going to be on everything else.
During the Crackdown, they said exclusive. So console launch exclusive means it's going to be there for like 6 months, 3 months, whatever, and then it'll be on everything else.
We could even say a day.
Jump Force, crazy trailer, crossover, Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, like, what? It's just like a fighting game?
Yeah, it's a third
game.
Arena sort of. They've had fighting games like this before. I forgot what the other ones were called, but now they're bringing in all these crazy characters, including Death Note.
Yep,
That's
so
gonna be interesting. The Demon
One
from
Piece
Death
too.
Note.
There's One Piece as well.
Yeah, One Piece, and you'll get to play as Frieza and Goku. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Play it 2019 on all platforms. So now at this point, Xbox has become. At this point, they just started showing trailers, everything.
Yep.
And now you're just. This is a video game awards,
It's oversaturation.
It's
yeah.
oversaturation.
The whole thing is like, oh, it looks amazing on the Xbox.
No.
Come buy our Xbox.
Right. That one phrase, which isn't even true, that it plays better on Xbox, not even all that true.
They're really trying to focus.
It wasn't buying it for me. Dying Light 2 trailer, gameplay demo, looking good. Chris Avalon, great with story. Battletoads is coming back, 2019. Everything 2019.
We'll just see how that goes.
3-player co-op. That's us right here. We'll play it together. Just Cause 4. They said December. They showed a trailer for it. I got some behind the scenes look at it. Really awesome, guys. Hurricane physics. I'm excited for Just Cause. A war. Yes, Rico.
Hell
you know when people say you're going to be in the middle of this war and there's two South American factions fighting and it's not just little things here and there. No, he flies and it's a fucking war.
Are we talking like
we're talking missiles, no, we're talking two armies fighting each other over tons and tons and tons of land. And there's rockets, there's machine gun fire, there's emplacements, and he's just flying over it. Like you can probably join one side and this got me so excited because I was like, there's so much going on right now. You're like fucking exercising that Xbox, that PS4. It looks gonna probably be best on the PC. But anyways, so there was that. Then we got Gears, but it was Pop Mobile.
That made people hurt.
Yeah, everybody was like, yeah.
What is this?
It went dead silent. Little pop figures. These things are so popular and we're tapping into that a little bit with our miniatures game, I guess. But I don't find the Funko ones cute. They
have like those soulless dead eyes.
Yeah, I've seen people collect it. Like I collect board games, they collect that. I'm just not into it, man. I understand it because I'm collecting little Street Fighter, and I want everybody to buy that. So I understand it, but that's not what people were wanting. It's not what they were. And you don't lead with that. You say, "Here's Gears 5." Oh yeah, and while you wait for Gears 5, here's a little mobile game. Here's another little RTS because that's what they announced another one. Gears Tactics, better. Squad. It's going to be a completely new squad. It's a prequel, so I'm kind of interested in what happened in this Emergence Day and before that. And turn-based, but with faster gameplay. So we're talking XCOM, but with a gear spin and faster. I don't know how they're going to do it, but that one I'm interested in. Gears 5, they stopped calling it Gears of War. It's just Gears. Gears.
I think Gears is suffering from the same thing like Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed does. Like, you just, at this point, you're like, eh.
Trailer, gameplay 2019, I don't care. Is that because I'm not an Xbox fanboy? No. But even when I was an Xbox fanboy, when I was doing Gears videos, and you can watch them, they're really bad, I was like, yeah, Gears is cool, but like it's not like, yeah, Gears, fuck yeah. But I guess there's new players, younger players that have come in that are like, Gears! Like, how do you...
After the second game, I just kind of was like, it's the same thing.
The story's done with.
Yeah,
it's over. I don't care about these. Because the monster designs aren't particularly interesting to me. They're all too fat, too bulky, and the Space Marines are so generic. The story's so generic.
It is.
And I'm not really sure how they've made it. And the guy was up on stage and even said, we never imagined all this success. And I was like, I know what you mean, buddy. I know what you mean.
13 years ago, when I began my Gears of War journey, we had no idea how big this franchise would become. Gears 5.
I mean, it's a great franchise.
Me neither, man.
Me neither, man. I'm sorry. Wow, I just shit all over Gears. Probably upset a lot of people, but this is just my honest opinion. I'm really not that excited about Gears. So when you bring yet another Halo, yet another Gears, I'm like...
You know what we say? Prove us wrong.
Yeah. But no, prove us wrong. We'll probably play it. I skipped 4. I'm going to be fucking lost. I don't know if I'll play it.
3 and 4, man.
I'm not sure if I'll play it. To be perfectly honest, I don't know if I'll play it. Because I know Gears gameplay. And I've already played Gears gameplay. The only reason why I'd play it is another game for stream. To play with us. Yeah. You know what I mean? Anyways, finally we end on one of the more exciting reveals. But again, not an Xbox exclusive. So you're just really doing Sony's job for them. You're doing the computer's job for them. You're doing everybody's job for them, you know. But I guess you think since it's on your stage, everybody's going to buy Xbox. Not true.
Not true.
But thank you very much for revealing this. And hopefully you paid them money. I want everybody to pay CD Projekt Red money. Look at this right here. Fucking Cyberpunk 2077. We got more. Not exactly what I wanted. What I wanted is you guys to see this behind-the-scenes 45-minute demo. I said the same thing about Witcher 3. When I went in that interview, I was like, please release this to the public. They never did. You know what I mean? This is only for people. And they even told us when we were there, this is only for you guys. We're not showing this. And I'm like, no, man. I need to sneak a camera up in here. Because that trailer would sell so many copies. And it hurts me to then watch them show other things. And it's not as good as the trailer. And that's what's happening with Battlefield 5 right now.
Battlefield 5, yeah.
Right, but that trailer was amazing, and I wish. And you know what? Yong Ya has a video on it. It's an hour long of him just talking about it. But his memory is so good and detailed. Go watch that hour and 20-minute video where he describes everything that we saw in that demo together. I saw that demo as well, and
was it mind-blowing?
It was mind-blowing. It was so mind-blowing that I didn't think it was real. I was like. And they handed out all these surveys afterwards, like, you know, how do we do? Is this good? You know, I guess maybe I got this feeling that they were, and they were like, Joe, can we get a video of you talking about what you thought about the game? We'll give it to the office. Because if y'all don't know, CD Projekt Red are big fans of the Angry Joe show.
Go back.
We first started talking to them like at the tail end, like Witcher 2. So, they got a lot of fans of the Angry Joe show there. We're huge fans of them, and. But it kind of gave me this feeling like they're worried or something, or they don't know what direction to take. Whatever direction is in the fucking demo, stick with that, go with that. And I'm actually probably totally wrong, because they probably have a design direction. And that just shows how awesome these guys are, that they care that much. They're like, please, give us feedback. Here, take these. Tell us what you thought. They're really passionate.
Yeah.
And these are the only guys there. You go over to the CD Projekt Red area, and there's a big fucking crowd, and you're like, what's going on? Because it's up in the area's meeting rooms. Nobody goes up to the meeting rooms unless you got a fucking pass, and you got this, and there's suits everywhere, and they're like, do you have an appointment? CD Projekt Red was letting just random fans in. Once they got all the press for their appointment, if there was any open seats and people just standing, they would just let them in. And I'm like, man, these guys are so cool. They fucking get it. They get it.
I'm so jealous you got to play the demo.
Yeah, no, I didn't. No, I didn't play the demo. The guy right next to me was playing. I could have grabbed the controller from his hand. I know, I could have. He actually was playing. I saw him. They sat me right next to him. It was a guy I recognized, and he was playing the demo. And guys, I can't talk about it. You go watch Young Ya's video because it's so detailed. It's everything that I ever wanted. I'll just sum it up like this: Deus Ex, Grand Theft Auto, Witcher 3, Blade Runner, Cyberpunk.
Come on.
Mashed all together. You know how in Deus Ex you're like, wow, look at that background. That's so cool. And Cyberpunk, wow, look at that background. Let's go there. How do you want to approach this? Do you want to go in, or do you want to go stealth? Do you want to hack into it? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? It's like, and then there's dialogue options. The first person change was absolutely the right decision, because people get up in your face. I'm like, oh yeah, it's good. It's good.
Did they say it was going to be multiplayer?
No multiplayer.
Okay.
No multiplayer.
I was wondering if they were going to do co-op.
They are talking about online integrations, and I have a feeling that they're looking into it now. But they're working on this game. If you knew the scope of this game and what you can do, not only is there exploration, we're talking Witcher 3 open world exploration, but imagine a fucking city that is crammed with people. And they have different walking animations. People in corporates are all walking on corporate, and then you got the gangsters all walking gangster, you got all the drug addicts all walking on drug. Like, I'm like, God damn! No wonder it's taken 3-4 fucking years. And that's why I was thinking the trailer was fucking fake. The demo was fake. I had a half a mind to push his controller, but I watched
just
it.
Just to see, yeah.
I watched it. It was legit.
Let me press a button.
Yeah, let me press a button. Let me do that. No, it was not fake. It was legit. So what they've been working hard on the whole fucking time. And the fact that you can approach it in so many different ways. It's like Witcher 3, how many hours you poured into that times 3. Because you could do it in all different ways. And there was this one corporate lady, I don't know if I should get in. There was a corporate lady, and she was going to give you money to buy the bot from these guys that stole this tech bot. But you could have just, you know, you walked up on that little meeting. You could have just went and just like killed her and all of her security and then took her money and then never even went over there to do that.
That's amazing.
And I was like, why would you do this? Because there's an amazing story. Because once you get to those guys, we were like, let's do the talking way. Because you could have came in, you know, again, right? But no, we went in talking and they're like, follow us. And like, fuck you, bitch. You know, as you're walking in, you know, they're like, don't you do anything, you know. And then we start arguing over the price. And there's different multiple options on how to argue. How do those turn out? But it turns out we did take the girl and she betrayed us. She put a chip in the thing and a tracker and then the thing explodes. And you're like, you fucking.
It's good. It's good?
Amazing.
All right.
Amazing. Cyberpunk. So, but can I take all that excitement and give credit to Xbox? No, because it's just that's CD Projekt Red's work. So, what I have to say about Xbox, let's give it a final rating. You're planting the seeds. That's what I saw. The studios. This is the biggest thing. They got 5 new studios that are Xbox only now that will create first-party titles. You know, God of War and all this shit and Last of Us, the PlayStation. Xbox is like, we're going to have that. And how long does it take to make real good games? In 2 or 3 years.
All right.
What the fuck you been doing for the past 2 or 3 years? Why didn't you do this early?
Canceling Scalebound. That's what they were up to.
I know, right? So this is why I said no on Jeff Keighley's thing. So the Initiative, former head of Crystal Dynamics. So the Tomb Raider games that we like, they're good. So that one might result in a brand new IP that's really good. But if you really looked at these 5 studios, you're starting to say, wait a minute. You're trying to trick us a little bit.
You're bamboozling us.
Because what's one of the other studios? Undead Labs. What do they make? State of Decay. Well, wait a minute. State of Decay was already exclusive to the Xbox. State of Decay 2 is kind of a remake of the first one.
It was not
bullshit.
Great.
It sucked. Great. So it's one of those Sea of Thieves kind of things. And like, oh, we're going to be disappointed. And you already had that studio. That's weird. And then what's the other one? Playground Games. Guess what they make? Forza Horizon. Wait a minute.
They already have Xbox on Forza.
You guys, all you're doing is you're just putting a little line on a contract. That's all it is. So there's, you know what I'm saying? Here is one though. Ninja Theory. That is one. They had Hellblade, which was critically acclaimed, but they also did DMC. Devil May Cry. You know what I mean? Right? I think they did that. But so that one might result in a brand new IP that's good. And then there's Compulsion Games, which is We Happy Few, which I'm tired of, and I'm like, what the fuck? Well, it's not going to apply to We Happy Few.
They've been showing it off for like 4 years. I don't give a shit anymore.
I don't give a shit.
It's been in early access for like 2.
Yeah, and so, yeah, what the fuck? And that's going to be multi-platform, so I guess the next project that we're on. So if you really break it down, it's not 5 studios. It's really only 3. And really only 2 that I care about. You know what I'm saying? But you'll have to prove me wrong, Microsoft.
So what do we rate the conference?
What are we rating it? We'll go with Dell first.
Okay,
so what did you give Sony? 5?
I gave Sony a 5.
Mm-hmm. You think Microsoft did better than Sony?
I think they did better because Sony was a technical disaster.
And Microsoft wasn't.
So Microsoft, here's the thing about Microsoft's thing. I have to rate it based on what Microsoft is bringing to the table as Microsoft. And so to me, it's like...
Otherwise, you're just rating trailers.
You're just rating trailers. And it's like, okay, yeah, they showed off Fallout, but I'm not giving them credit for it. That's Bethesda. Yeah, they showed off Cyberpunk. That's not Microsoft. I'm not giving them credit for it.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is on both. But
Square Enix.
But the fact that they got it on Xbox, good.
The thing is I agree with you. It was overloaded. And from a technical standpoint, they nailed it. I thought it was well done. It was clean. It wasn't awful. It was good. And their games were okay. But to me, like things like Halo and Gears... I don't care. Mm-hmm. And it's not that I don't think they're okay games. They've always been okay or good games. It's just there's too many of them, and there's no system seller. There's no system seller anymore. Mm-hmm. And because of that, you know, I got to give the Xbox conference like a tentative 7 as far as like because it was enjoyable. It wasn't bad in any way. It was just it didn't captivate me. It didn't pull me in. It was good.
2 points higher than Sony.
It was good, but it wasn't amazing.
Wow. Okay. All right, great. Joe?
I'm gonna I like Sony better, even though it did have those long things.
Yeah, good, Joe.
Sony actually brought something to the table.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm with you on
a lot
this
of
one.
first-party
I was
titles.
hoping Microsoft would be like, all right, this is your year. This is going to make me upgrade my Xbox to make me get another console or something. And, like, yeah, the titles were out. They look cool, but not enough to persuade me to pick it up.
Yeah, I agree.
I would say probably a 6.
Okay.
Below.
The only thing I can take away is that everything that I want to play is on PC. And like I said, as much as that fucking hurts Xbox, props to Microsoft for knowing that there's like 30 to 40% of their player base doesn't give a shit about consoles and just wants to play on PC. Like, we've got, what, like $1,000 systems.
Yeah.
We don't want to buy another system, and they're catering to that.
I'm going to change my opinion here, as I have it written down different. I am going to, after talking about it, seeing what specific games were, I'm actually rating Microsoft. It's tough. Microsoft won on presentation. They did not win on games. Sony, disaster presentation.
That's why I brought it down some points.
Interesting games. So, but what matters the most when you're doing Sony, Microsoft, they want you to buy their products. And Microsoft, while they showed off all the products coming to every platform ever, and they had world premieres, and it was a great show, and the Game Pass, it's not something, like Joe said, that it gets me to fire up and turn on my Xbox and stop playing my PS4 and start recording footage on the Xbox from now on. It just didn't, you know. It's so they lose in terms of games because Gears and Halo can only go on for so long, can only make you excited for so long, and they really had nothing else besides Gears and Halo that isn't on other things.
Yep.
Ori 2 and Forza Horizon 4. And guess what? I'm going to get that Xbox Game Pass, and I'm going to play those games for a little bit, and I'm going to cancel my Xbox Game Pass. Because that's how I think most people should run that.
Yeah.
Right?
We learn from our mistakes.
Don't forget to cancel. You know, I'll call you. Angry Joe will call you. I used to do that. I used to sell cable a long time ago for Time Warner. And I was like, digital cable. I was like, you know what? You sign up for digital cable right now. And then you cancel within 30 days, they don't charge you. So I'll remind you, and I'll give you a call. So I'll remind all of y'all out there. Give me a call.
I gotta make a video. Hey, cancel if you subscribe in this day.
I gotta wonder if that hurts the developers, though. Like, if you don't give the full
That's
sale,
true.
does it hurt the developer? That's the really moral question here.
Well, what I'm hoping is that Microsoft gave them some money to put them on their service.
I'm hoping
because I don't want that to happen. If that's the case, developers tell me if that's the case, then I won't do that.
We need to know
because I will love supporting developers.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Microsoft, final verdict. I'm changing my rating. Initially, I thought Microsoft was above Sony, and that's only true for the show. But for games, I still think Sony is above. But I really want to slap Sony in the fucking face because I'm really feeling like
Don't do that again.
Don't do that again. I'm really feeling like they're losing it. So
I also have to give Microsoft props because this was better than all their other years.
Yeah. Well, they did a great job, but in terms of games, I'm not sure.
They didn't just talk about TV.
So, yeah. So, we'll see. So, we got 6 out of 10 for Sony. I'm going to go 6 out of 10 for Microsoft. That reflects the sort of, flip of better presentation, because I have to factor in the presentation, and planting the seed, and them seeming to understand that we need to talk about games, we need to stop all this shit about, and there's no more Kinect, there's no more, there's no VR, there's no nothing, there's games, and guess what, guys, we understand you want more first-party titles, so we're buying this, we're buying that, we're buying that. Hey, also, you want greater deals? Xbox Game Pass. So I'm going to say a tie with Sony, and it was this year's Sony year to fucking blow them out of the water and Microsoft to fuck it up. Microsoft didn't fuck it up, and Sony fucked it up and ruined their presentation and really kind of did a disservice to some of their games. And so that's why ultimately about the same level.
You know what the most biggest disappointment was about the Xbox conference?
What?
There's no Star Wars Dance Off 2. When are we getting the sequel that we deserve, honestly?
The Kinect.
That's what I want to know. I want
Star Wars Kinect 2. They're done with that.
I want Han Solo 2. I want a remix.
I'm on Solo. I'm on Solo. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching the Microsoft breakdown. And, yeah, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.